Hey Tankers, happy 6-year anniversary. Jeff Gregg here, lead designer on World of Tanks Mercenaries. Wanted to talk to you all a little bit about the last 6 years and some cool stuff we have coming up. So one question we get a lot is new maps. Where the heck are they? I want them in the game and I want them now. I want to take a moment before I answer that and acknowledge that question or statement is that we have a lot of maps in the game. In the last 6 years of creating and modifying and changing and growing the maps, be it their balance and position and location, or be it adding weather variants, or be it up-resing them for when the Xbox One and the PS4 Pro came online. That's been really fun and really exciting times. In this year, we are working on at least 2 new maps. The first one, the community map, which on purpose right now does not have a name other than community map, is something we're actively working on, and I hope you feel like you're actively working on it too. I can't tell you when the next time we'll talk about it is, or even the first time you'll play it in the build, but it's something we're this close on and I'm super excited about, and I can't wait to see what that evolves to become, because it's super exciting even where it is right now, and I know it can be better. I know you guys got a lot of great ideas. The second map, called Kunis, or Kunas, I mispronounce it every time, that's my fault, that's not the map's fault, it's not your fault, is another map that we are very, very close to having in a retail state or shape so that you can all play it. Can't tell you when. I can tell you it's closer than the community map because it's had a little more time to cook. We specifically made this one. It's a summer map so that it can work in all of our game modes, whether it's random battle, team training, tank commander, etc. And it is designed to have a nice mix of open terrain areas where you can haul down if that's your jam, or snipe over long distances, or provide supporting fire with your artillery, as well as some other like closer quarter hills and buildings so that you can scoot and shoot, or do any of those kind of mechanics if that's the thing you like to do. I find a lot of times when I'm playing it, I tend to lean to either a tank destroyer and cover one of the flanks that's near a farm that you'll recognize when you see this map. It's super exciting. Or go with a medium and wolf pack with a platoon and head to some of the city environments. I'm purposely talking about things that you can't visualize in your head so that when you see it, you're excited and have something to look forward to. That's 2 maps out of gosh knows how many we're going to develop, and I hope that's good news. One question we get a lot is, are there new tank lines? Are there new tech tree vehicles coming to the game? There are a lot of really cool premium tanks, and people love those. What about the tanks we can grind, and where will those live? Yes, there will be new tech tree tanks coming soon. We're working on them right now. One of my favorite, and also really fresh in my memory because I just looked at them moments before this video, are a new Swedish medium line. Some of those have the new pneumatic suspension system, which is similar but not identical to the siege mode mechanics you get on the Swedish tank destroyers. It allows for a lot more flexibility in terms of aiming and hull positioning when you're fighting, as well as the speed that you expect from a medium when you want to get from A to B, or a wolf pack against the foe of your choice. Say you're platooning with a bunch of these vehicles. It's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing the response on those, and they were cool to work on. Crossplay. PSN, Xbox Live. When are they going to play together? I can tell you right now that that's being worked on as I'm chatting with you, as this is being recorded, probably as you're watching it, depending on when you're watching this video. Getting PSN and XBL to talk to each other, working out how the accounts interact, making sure that there's no collisions on account IDs or any of that stuff, making sure the platoons work so that you can invite through any of your World of Tanks friends. Doesn't matter where they live, put them in your platoon and go. It's something that we're working on right now. The current plan is your account can fight anybody in World of Tanks, regardless of what piece of hardware they're playing, as long as they're currently playing World of Tanks Mercenaries on their Xbox One X or S or regular, or PS4 or PS4 Pro. But your account itself will not be transferable. You will see them on the battlefield, but it's not like you can pick up your PS4 controller and your tanks and your roster will be exactly like you left it on your Xbox One. There will be cross-play, but not cross-account parity, if that makes sense. But still, that'll be a lot more tanks to platoon with and to destroy, and it'll be super cool as soon as we get that out there. The next thing I want to talk about, and the next question that we get a lot, is tank balance. Now, balance and tank balance is something that I suspect not only have I been working on with the designers and the entire staff of Wargaming for the last 6 years, is something that we'll be working on forever. It is important. It should never go away as a topic of conversation, and it is always something that's going to need upkeep and love. Now, we're looking at all of our vehicles like we always do, and how they're performing within the ecosystem, how they change in their active use, and how they change in their efficacy every time a new vehicle or a new map is added to the field. This year, we're taking a really deep look in basically everything, cross-slicing by which vehicles it can play, whichever this it we're talking about is, right? Which vehicle we're looking at, and the general health of the balance of the game as a whole as it relates to tanks, whether it's a premium tank, whether it's a tech tree tank, wherever it lives, if it can fight another human in that vehicle, we're gonna take a look at it. As I've said before, and if you're interested, there is a tank balance video on how we do this. We start with the general and get down to the specific. And we do a lot of stuff that's based on not only how the vehicle is performing in general or on average or median, but also based on the skill set of the player base who's using it. We pay attention if a vehicle is attracting pros, if people who usually win 60 to 70% of the time, those are rare, but those people do exist. Are they the ones that are using this vehicle more? Or is this vehicle more being used by the people that don't have as much skill but really enjoy the game? That influences how we change or if we change these systems. Who are they fighting against? What's their battle tier? Has the +1, -1 matchmaking improved or hurt the health of the balance of a certain ecosystem? Has the RNG tests we've run, have those improved or hurt the balance of a vehicle? And as for all of you hardcore players, when we do both of those at the same time, what does that do? How does it cross compare when it's using ranked battle systems versus random battle systems? Does it perform different in proving grounds? Probably, because it's usually 1 or 2 humans fighting a lot of AI. Is it in line with how that tank is expected to function? These are all things we're working on. Now, if I were you and I was watching this, I might even be screaming at my monitor, what about Tank X, this specific tank that we've talked about all the time or is never talked about, and that really makes me angry. I'm gonna thank you for bringing that up and having that kind of passion, and ask you, like I always do and like we always do, to realize that we do look at all of these tanks, whether it's the ones that are being talked about quite loudly or ones that are just kind of slipping under the radar, so to speak, pretty regularly. We look at all of these statistics, and that is probably going to result in some action items this year as we see what needs to change. Another thing I'll talk about with that is changing the balance of the vehicles doesn't always mean changing the vehicle. Case in point, +1, -1 matchmaking. That's not literally changing a specific vehicle, but it impacts every single vehicle, right? Like if you are no longer fighting these tiers or these tiers, and we've squished it metaphorically, you're going to perform differently. Better, worse, depends. We have to take a look at that too. We need to find the right solutions and do this right, and keep the game in the good space it is and hopefully make it better. I hope that that is enough to give you faith and know that this is not something that I'm not going to talk about, that we're not looking at. We are looking at, we are talking about it. And I'm happy to provide more as details emerge. And thanks for all the feedback you guys have always given. The respectful, healthy feedback that we get moves the needle. It really does. So thank you very much, and more news on that soon, I'm hoping. So one of the things that we love working on, that we've done various different versions of, is our event modes. There's the classic, there's the lunar, which has been on the moon. It has been on Mars. It's even been on the planet Earth in a Proving Grounds map. There's the tugboat. There's Halloween mode, which, man, we lust for every year. I love working on Halloween mode. It's so much fun. April Fool's is right around the corner from when this video is being filmed. I'm hoping you're watching this in February because it's the 6-year anniversary and you're like, oh my God, what are they going to talk about? This April Fool's, I have been sworn to secrecy by my boss, but the things I will leak to you is it is a mode that none of you have ever played before. You have seen some of the elements of this April Fool's mode. I'm not going to tell you which. And when you first play this mode, or even when you see the vehicle that we're going to give you in the garage, you're going to A, say, I've never seen this in my garage, and B, I'm hoping, I'm almost guaranteeing, but the second I say I guarantee it, someone's going to post saying, this isn't my reaction, he's a liar. For that, I apologize. You're going to say, oh, this is going to be awesome. When we first played it, we made absolutely sure not to educate any of the non-designers on what it could do, The reason we did that is you're not going to have designers living next to you when you're home on your couch or wherever you play World of Tanks Mercenaries and you go into the battlefield. We're not going to be there for that kind of experience. We just hoped that this really eclectic, awesome April Fool's mode was intuitive and started generating this excitement and fun and repeat play. And I think we nailed it. So what's like a common defining factor of like every vehicle that's in the game right now? Treads. What's something that a lot of people have been talking about that they'd love to see in World of Tanks Mercenaries? Wheeled vehicles. Are we working on wheeled vehicles for World of Tanks Mercenaries? Yes, we are. We're working on it right now. We're working on which line it should launch with first. How do we do the controls on an analog stick? How do we make it fun? How do we make it fit within the ecosystem that we provided on World of Tanks Mercenaries? What lessons and inspirations and benefits can we learn and implement from World of Tanks PC? All these things are being worked on right now and will be in the game, I'm hoping sooner rather than later, but will be done right versus done fast. So yeah, next year when we're doing the 7th year anniversary video, I won't be able to start any segment with what is common treads. I'm really hoping in a year from now, it'll be like treads and wheels. Something to look forward to. Matchmaking, we love it. Why even beat around the bush? Let's just start it with the word. It's almost as a hot topic as vehicle balance and vehicle tuning. The matchmaker always puts me on the green team, which loses, and the red team always wins. How do I get on the red team? The matchmaker has put 15 Arties versus 15 lights. I'm gonna flip my desk and blow up my console. Matchmaker gave me the perfect game. I love this game, says some people, but I never see that on the forums. We are definitely looking at the matchmaker. We are looking at everything from like how platoons influence the matchmaker, when it decides these players are going to be in a 30-player match, how do I divvy up the teams? How do I distribute the classes amongst those teams? We're looking at different ways to assemble those teams. Is it purely class and modules? Is skill viable for the way our game works within the population that's in there? All of that stuff's being considered right now. And if, man, you want to talk about something that's even more important to get right out of the gate than vehicle balance, it's Matchmaker. One of the things that I don't think we've ever done, but as an example, is let's say we introduced a completely OP, ridiculous tank into the ecosystem. Let's say its armor was infinitely thick. Every time you pulled the trigger, someone on the enemy team died, even if you were pointing the gun into the ground, and just having the vehicle on the battlefield meant your team won. Let's say that vehicle existed. We could remove that vehicle, mass invoice everybody who acquired it, and say, well, that vehicle needs more love. If the matchmaker always makes the red team win regardless, which is weird because there's always a red team, and it's always not the team you're on, but bear with me with this analogy. We can't just pull the matchmaker and say, let's work on it a little more. It's the thing that keeps all of us fighting each other and fighting with each other, right? So we're gonna do this one slow and correct and test things. We might do things that we found that might be advantageous, like +1, -1, and there might be an event for that so that we can measure the before and the after and the delta, cross-compare with the community. How many people actually played that? What is their response? What are you saying on the forums? Some of the stuff might be something we can take like that and do as a isolated, siloed thing. Other parts of the matchmaker, it doesn't work that way. It's either this way, holistically, everything, or this way, holistically, everything. Maybe there's a way to A/B test that, where some are using matchmaker A, some people are using matchmaker B. We need to evaluate that too. And before we even know if we can do an A/B, what is A and what is B? What are we testing? Let's make sure we're making it better. All that's being worked on. Now that one, it will be worked on, and I will absolutely never get anywhere near guaranteeing even a blast radius of when improvements will be committed into the retail version of the game, because we got to get that one right. What's in there now absolutely needs to be better, can be better. That's true. We will not make it worse. We will take the time to make it better. We will not make something different just assuming that means it's better. So it's been 6 years that we've been playing on the console, and one of the things that I really, really value, and I think we all value, is the community. The community of players, tankers, that have been playing together, playing with each other, playing against each other for such a long time. All of the new members, it's really exciting. One of the primary ways that this community can interact and form bonds is the clan system. It allows you to identify as a group. We are clan Watt, we are clan whatever your name is, whatever your tag is. There's some cool clans out there. And one of the things that we've been discussing as a development team, as a publishing team, as just wargaming employees is, I don't think what we got is good enough. We can make it better for clans. Clans deserve a lot more. Clans are actively telling us, we love your game enough to self-identify as a group in your game that wants a special tag in front of all of our gamer tag handles, that actively recruits in some cases, and plays to win, plays to be known, plays to be renowned, plays just because socially we like each other and we like to play with each other, and it's an easy way to identify and find each other. What else can we do to incentivize clans, get more clans on the battlefield, and take everyone who is currently in a clan and say, thank you, this is what being in a clan means to us and means to you. More than just the gamer tag, more than just someone has applied for a membership on your clan, more than just social media interaction. What could that be? I don't know. These conversations need to be in depth, need to be carefully analyzed, need your feedback. Like, what do you expect out of a clan that you're not getting? What do you expect out of a clan that you're currently getting that you would rage if it was removed? All that kind of stuff needs to be looked at, considered, and implemented better. So that is another part of 2020 that is something you can look forward to, and hopefully either make your clan stronger and cooler, or make you want to join or even create a clan. So that's something I hope you hear more about really soon. I love that we've been around for 6 years, and then this video, which is exactly what I would expect if I was a tanker like you, is all about the future. And I think the fact that we've been around for so long, for 6 years, 6 years is so long, honestly, for me. It's really cool to be working on a game for that long. And be able to say, not only that, the future is gonna have all these cool things is just super exciting. Thank you very much for watching. Keep in mind that all the cool stuff I've been talking about, I wanna be very clear. There's no date I can tell you, because again, we want everything in correct versus quick. And as soon as there is a date, you'll hear about it. You might not hear about it from me. You might hear about it from our website or multiple different venues. Your friend, I don't know. But you aren't hearing the date right here. I just want to be clear about that. And it is also worth saying that does not mean we are not working on it. We all really do appreciate you playing, watching this video, giving the feedback. I'm hoping like below you right now, there's like feedback in wherever you're looking at this video and you're like, but what about thing? Or I want to contact so-and-so about this, or thanks, or boo because I want blah. Keep all that coming. We ingest it all. We love all the feedback that's done respectfully and healthfully, and I'll see you on the battlefield.